In 1840, Britain ignited a war over opium, a drug it forced into China to reverse its trade deficit. But this wasn't just about narcotics, it was a calculated strategy of economic imperialism. The Qing Dynasty, crippled by addiction and silver drainage, resisted fiercely. Today, the same tactics, trade imbalances, drug crises, and military coercion shape global conflicts. Why does this 19th century war still haunt us? By the 1830s, Britain was bleeding silver to China for tea and porcelain, while its own goods like wool found no market. The East India Company's solution? Flood China with opium from Bengal, addicting millions to reverse the flow of silver. This wasn't free trade, it was economic warfare, exploiting addiction for profit. The Qing, once a self-sufficient empire, now faced systemic collapse. In 1839, Commissioner Lin Zexu seized and burned 20,000 chests of British opium in Human, a moral stand against colonial exploitation. His letters to Queen Victoria pleaded for ethical trade, but Britain responded with gunboats. Lin's defiance exposed a truth: imperial powers would rather wage war than lose profit. His resistance became China's first rallying cry against foreign domination. Britain's steam-powered warships, equipped with rotating artillery, decimated China's wooden junks. The Nemesis, an ironclad behemoth, shelled coastal cities with impunity. This wasn't a war, it was predation, industrialized violence forcing free trade at cannon point. The message was clear: resistance meant annihilation. By 1842, the Qing surrendered, but the trauma would shape China for centuries. The 1842 treaty forced China to cede Hong Kong, open 5 ports, and pay millions in silver, all under gunboat threats. Extraterritoriality granted British subjects immunity from Chinese law, creating colonies within cities. This unequal treaty became a template for imperialism, legalized plunder disguised as diplomacy. The Qing's sovereignty was shattered, but the war's legacy was just beginning. Today, the US-China tech war mirrors Britain's opium coercion, blocking Huawei or banning TikTok to force market access. Free trade rhetoric again masks power plays. Even the opioid crisis repeats. From British opium to Purdue Pharma's fentanyl, corporations still profit from addiction. The tools changed, but the playbook remains: weaken rivals through economic dependency. Britain knew opium would cripple China's workforce, just as synthetic opioids today devastate American communities. Both crises were fueled by corporate greed and state complicity. The East India Company's monopoly mirrors Purdue Pharma's lobbying. Lin Zexu's burnings recall lawsuits against Sackler family. History's lesson: addiction is a geopolitical weapon, eroding societies from within. The Opium War birthed China's century of humiliation, a trauma driving its rise today. Xi Jinping's wolf warrior diplomacy and tech self-sufficiency, e.g. Semite chips, echo Qing lessons. Dependence invites coercion. Huawei's 5G dominance, a digital Hong Kong, defended preemptively. China remembers what the West forgets. Imperialism adapts, and only the strong negotiate equally. From Ukraine to Taiwan, great powers still exploit weakness. Russia's gas cuts mirror Britain's silver drain. US sanctions replace gunboats. The opioid epidemic, now global, proves drugs remain tools of control. The Opium War's true legacy? A world where might makes right and economic violence is normalized. Yet resistance persists. From Lin Zexu to TikTok bans, the oppressed still fight back. The Opium War never ended, it evolved. Today's coercion wears suits, not uniforms, but the goal remains: profit through domination. Will we confront this system or become its next architects? As you scroll past news of tariffs and overdoses, remember Lin Zexu's defiance. History's warning is clear. Empires rise by exploiting addiction, to drugs, to cheap goods, to power. What are you addicted to?